Hello students, welcome to the last day of our science camp for standard 8th. We've already finished with physics and chemistry. So today we are going to learn about biology. Now the concept that I'm going to take today has something to do with our heart. We often have some misconceptions or we often have some confusions with respect to many concepts about heart. So this is something that we're going to look at in the entire video. Now talking about blood circulatory system or overall our heart. We all know that our circulatory system basically functions for one purpose, one simple purpose, that is transport of materials into our body. So that is the main function, and it transports various substances which include water, hormones, oxygen, soluble nutrients, and waste material. Now all of this is either absorbed into the body at a specific location, and then it is going to reach each and every cell, each and every organ of our body. So all of these are going to be transported through the different organs, and they are also going to be collected from various organs or various parts of our body. Such type of a circulatory system is seen only and only in human beings and other higher animals. The very primitive ones will not have a proper circulatory systems specifically for transport of nutrients and transport of substances throughout the body. It consists of two things. Number one is the heart, and number two are the blood vessels and capillaries. Now first, let's focus on the heart, how it looks like, what its functions are. Now when we talk about heart, the first confusion that we have, that heart is situated on the left side of our chest, which is absolutely wrong, because it is almost at the center of our thoracic cage. The thoracic cage, my kids, is the rib cage. So if you look at this diagram correctly, you will see that the lungs are present. Near the center, you find that there is the heart. So basically, it is close to the center, but it is slightly tilted towards the left. The size of our heart is going to be equal to our closed fist, and its weight is going to be somewhere about 360 grams. Now, obviously, heart is a very important organ. It is one of the most important organs if your body wants to function correctly. So therefore, additional protection should be given to our heart. So there is a double layered membrane called as the pericardial membrane. Now students, pericardial, peri is outside, cardiac are the muscles which form our heart. So therefore the name cardiac. You must have heard about cardiac arrest. It means heart attack. So cardiac is a term often used for our heart. So the pericardial membrane is a membrane outside the heart. To give it far more protection, it is filled, that is the place between the heart and the layer is filled with a fluid, so that in case if you suddenly fall, so there is not much impact on your heart. Human heart, we know, is a muscular organ, and as I already told you that it is made up of these muscles called cardiac muscles. Now students, we all know that we cannot control our heartbeat. So we can say that these muscles, the cardiac muscles, are involuntary. That is, we do not have any control on it. Now heart basically circulates blood, and for that it has a definite rhythm of contraction and relaxation. It is not going to happen that it is going to contract for 2 minutes and then relax for 4. Giving an example. So the same amount of time for contraction, the same amount of time for relaxation. This is something which we call as our beating of the heart. Now when we look at the heart, we can internally divide it into two compartments, left and the right one. And then each compartment is further divided into two chambers each. So that makes our heart a 4-chambered heart. Okay, you can easily see it in the diagram, 2 in green, 2 in blue. So we say that our heart is 4-chambered. The upper chambers are called as atria. If it is talking about in a plural form, it is atria. If you're talking about one chamber, it is atrium. Whereas when we talk about the lower chambers, they are called as the ventricles. Okay, so the upper chambers are atrium and the lower chamber is the ventricles. Now we come to the blood vessels, which is the supporting, or I can say which is going to help build our entire circulatory system. Now when we talk about blood vessels, the name suggests that their basic function is to transport blood to each and every part of our body. So heart, when it beats, obviously beating continuously, is going to send out blood throughout your body and also get that back. So the blood circulation is continuously going to happen, and it is going to happen through these blood vessels. So there are two main types of blood vessels, namely arteries and veins. Now students, you might get confused a lot between the two functions of them. So we'll try to break it down. We'll try to make it a little simpler for us. Let's focus on first the arteries. See students, take this one thing in for sure, that arteries take the blood away from the heart. Okay, A for arteries, A for away from the heart. All right. So the blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart are called as arteries. And obviously they are going to carry oxygenated blood. Oxygenated, which means it is going to come to the heart from the lungs, and from the lungs it is going to be filled with oxygen, and that is what is sent to each and every part of our body for use. There is only one exception for an artery called the pulmonary artery, which takes the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Now you might get confused here. Sir, you said that arteries take only the oxygenated blood. But remember one thing, arteries away from the heart. So here the blood is going away from the heart. That is why pulmonary artery. So you have to remember this one exception, that all arteries will carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. Now these arteries are very deeply situated under our skin, and they have very thick walls because the pump of the blood from the heart is at a good pace. Right? The things that you see on your palms or on the upper side of your palms, these are not arteries. These are the veins. Arteries are situated well below our skin layers. Also, these vessels will not have valves. We'll come to what valves basically do. Now we come to veins. So we have understood arteries as a concept, that arteries take the blood away from the heart. So the veins will do its opposite, that is going to bring blood to the heart. So the blood vessels carrying blood towards the heart from various parts of the body are called as veins. Obviously, because it is coming from various parts of the body, they are going to have deoxygenated blood. That is, the carbon dioxide is going to be more because all the organs for their functioning would have used the oxygen. Again, one exception, pulmonary vein, which brings oxygenated blood from the lung to the heart. Again, the same concept. Because it is bringing blood to the heart, it is called as a vein. All right. So most of these veins are superficially located, superficially, that is towards the outer sides. And the concept of valves. Basically, when the heart pumps blood through the arteries, it is going in speed. But till the time it reaches the veins, after it goes through the organs, the speed is reduced. And obviously, these deoxygenated blood should not go back or should not stay in your body. So that is the reason these valves are going to help push this blood towards the heart. Along with that, the walls of these veins are going to be thin. In arteries, the walls were thick, whereas here the walls are thin. Now we come to the concept of capillaries. Students, you have seen capillaries. It is just that we do not know they are the capillaries. All of you look at yourself in the mirror and try to observe the edges of your eyes. You will see small fiber-like structures, red in color. These are nothing but our capillaries. So arteries in our body will branch out and therefore spread throughout the body. Now we all have seen a concept, we have all learned the concept of water absorption in plants. Okay. अगर प्लांट पे कहीं लीफ को वाटर चाहिए तो it comes from the root into the stem, then from the branches it goes to the leaf. Similarly, if there are some organs or some cells which are away from the arteries, the oxygenated blood has to reach there so that the cells can perform their functions. So arteries do the same function as branches in the trees. Finally, these will form fine hair-like vessels, which we call as capillaries. Once their job is done, okay, obviously their outer layer is going to be very thin. It is going to be made up of single layer of cells so that the exchange of nutrients, exchange of waste material, exchange of oxygen, whatever the cell produces as waste and whatever the cell needs from the blood is going to become easier between the capillaries and the cells. Now, during the exchange, as I said, oxygen, nutrients, hormones, or vitamins are going to enter the cell and waste material is going to come back into the capillaries, that is into the blood. Once this is happening, once this is done, the waste material is collected. Then these capillaries will come back together, their diameter will increase, and now they are going to form our veins. And then they are going to be pushed into our heart. So capillary network is present in each and every organ, each and every part of your body. A simple example as I gave, your eye. Now we come to some interesting facts. Now in case of a healthy person, your heart is going to beat 72 times, average. So you can take a minute after this is done. Try to put 2 or 3 fingers on your wrist. Try to feel your heartbeat and count. If not for a minute, at least count it for 10 seconds or 20 seconds, and then you can multiply accordingly. You will find out that roughly the number of heartbeats are going to come between 70 and 75. When you perform a physical exercise, or when you are scared, or when you are feeling adrenaline rush, that is just before going on a roller coaster, you will have experienced that your heartbeat increases. Similarly, if you are resting, if you are going to sleep, if you are relaxed, your heartbeats automatically are going to decrease. It is also seen that the number of beats in a small child, a newborn, is going to be more. The sound that the heartbeat makes in scientific terms is called as the lub-dub sound. So if you have a doctor around, you can ask for the stethoscope, you can try it yourself, try to listen to it clearly. It is a similar sound as lub-dub. And per beat, the heart is going to pump 75 ml of blood per beat. So you can imagine that in a minute it pumps so much blood, and in the entire day it pumps that much more amount of blood. So we are done with the important concepts with respect to your blood circulatory system and the heart and its structures and functions. So I hope you people have understood, students. I hope the entire science camp has helped you people a lot. So this is me, Jaivansh. Thank you so much, all of you. And we'll see you people next time.